Arrows, Season 7, we're back at it. Let's do it. What's up, guys? Brent back again with another weekly review of Arrow Season 7. Today we were doing Arrow Season... God, look at the name of this goddamn thing. Arrow Season 7, Episode 4, Level 2. That took a while just to say that, you know? You know what I'm talking about? Alright, so let's just get this episode, this review, quickly going so I can get it done and stuff, you know, and get it uploaded before the next episode comes out tonight, which is... tonight, whatever. Of course, in the last episode, after the events that happened with the Fight Club at Brick and Oliver trying to get the information out of Brick about where this, like, I think certain person in the prison is that knows about, works for Diaz, which I forgot actually his codename is the Deep and stuff. And basically, like, this episode picks up after that, where he's now been, I think it's been maybe a day or so, where he's now down, he's sent down to level 2, and he's now down there, it's a more high security level of the prison. And while there, he has this psychiatrist who's been kind of, like, talking to him, and, like, he's basically trying to tell him that, like, his mission as the Green Arrow has been kind of, like, you know, twisted from the start. Because, of course, his intentions were good from the start. Of course, he wanted to hit that. I can't talk. Like, he asked him questions, stuff like, back when he got surrounded down, like, how, like, was it just him and his father? He asked him stuff like, was there anyone else who was driving that boat? Oliver tells him that there was another passenger, just one member of, like, I think it was security, a security member of, like, of Robert Queen, his dad, and it's, like, security, and survived stuff, and they're, like, the three of them were on a lifeboat and stuff, but of course, psychiatrist is basically trying to say that his father, Robert Queen, actually has tainted his mission since the start, because back in the first episode of the scene when we saw Oliver, the Queen's Gambit go down and crash, and Oliver got lost at sea with his dad, basically from the start his mission got corrupted, because his dad asked him in his dying wish that, like, they told him to, like, correct my wrongs, he'd be better than me and stuff like that, and, like, be better, and, like, of course, because at the start of Season 1, throughout majority of Season 1, Oliver had that, of course, that book of list of names of people that, like, it was a book from his dad, which, like, had a list of names of, like, people that, well, like, of course, did him wrong, or, of course, he wanted to get rid of, or, you know, stuff like that. People, they were bad people, basically. They can't put the word exactly what they were again, because I'm stupid. But basically, that list of names that Oliver was taking out in the first scene was because of his father. That was his father's list, and he was just doing what he was honoring what his dad wanted. And it's like, kind of basically saying how, like, your father tainted your mission from the start, because from the start, your mission was to kind of honor your father, and from doing so, since that day, it's kind of corrupted the rest of your mission throughout the entirety of the series, because since that day, your mission was to be, like, this killer to try and take out all these, like, these people that kind of wronged your father and shit, like, and like, you know what I mean? And, but of course, like, in later scene, he tried to be better, he would, like, not just kill as much. It's like, he does, like, once in a while kill again, but still not much, you know, but still, he makes it say how his father tainted his mission from the start. And saying how, like, Oliver, you're scared that one day because you're tainted from your father's message, that one day your son William will get tainted by this too, that he'll grow up to be a vigilante, and one day too, to be the new Green Arrow one day, and become the same as you, this ruthless killer, honoring his father's wishes and stuff, which, like, it's kind of actually makes you think a little bit, because honestly, he's kind of got a point, because honestly, Robert Queen did kind of, like, mess him up since the beginning, because, yeah, like, I mean, Oliver's intentions were always good, because being on the island did change Oliver wanting to be a better person back on, like, Star City, but still, like, his father did kind of taint his mission a little bit, saying how, like, because from the beginning he was, like, just honoring his father's wishes, so, like, but, like, his father's wishes were kind of, like, a little bit messed up, because it involved killing these people on this list of names that his father didn't like, and stuff like that. It's like, he's kind of correct on how his father's, like, message, saying how, like, honor his memory, kind of, like, that does taint his mission a little bit of being this Green Arrow, this hero and stuff, so he's kind of got a point there. And it's a really good scene. There's, like, they hook Oliver up to this machine because they're trying to break Oliver and, like, not break, what am I talking about, like, they're trying to, like, fix Oliver, they keep putting these, like, kind of, like, drug things in him to make him, they're trying to make him comply, like, and admit that what the psychiatrist is telling him about his father and his mission is, like, true, but Oliver won't. He's being very durable to this drug stuff. He won't comply. Like, he is complying to what he's asking, like, stuff, what is your name, and, like, what happened to your father, and, like, and he also talks about how, like, I probably mentioned, he also talks about how, like, Oliver also tells him that he managed to make Oliver reveal that there was a third passenger on the boat, which as well. I don't think it makes Oliver reveal, whatever. Oliver does just say that there was also a third passenger who survived, I think a member of all of his dad's security, or something like that. And of course, Robert, of course, killed the third passenger, because he wanted Oliver to live and carry on his kind of mission and correct his wrongs in the city. And crap like that. And so what he had to do, he killed both the other passenger and himself so that there would be enough room for like Oliver to survive when the life rapids and stuff. And he basically makes the point that because the other passenger was not a queen, he didn't matter. And saying how like anyone who's not a queen doesn't matter really, but they do. It's like it's kind of an interesting message that the psychiatrist is giving Oliver and all. It's like saying how like if you're not a queen, like it's almost like you don't really matter and stuff, which is what his father made it seem like. And so it's kind of interesting when you think about that. He basically tells Oliver that his father was honestly, like, even Oliver noticed it that from like previous scenes that his dad honestly wasn't actually the greatest dude. He actually was kind of a little bit, had some secrets a little bit. He wasn't like the worst dude, but he was kind of a little bit shady about some things. So like, yeah, honestly, he kind of was tainting the mission a little bit from the start. But getting back to what I said a couple minutes ago, there was this great scene inside Oliver's cell where the psychiatrist hooks Oliver up to this machine, and where it puts him in this scenario inside his head where like, now he's back on the life raft after the ship, the crash, but now this time he's now in his father's position, and William's in his position back when the ship first crashed, is now in Oliver's position. So like now he's kind of like imagining that the roles have been switched around. It's now them on the raft instead of him and his dad. And basically in his mind, like the psychiatrist asking him like, what do you see in your mind? Like of course he sees him and William, and he asks, and it's kind of, and he says it's the role reversal of him and Oliver's dad now. And stuff, and he asks him, "What are you going to tell your son?" And like he tells him, "Be your own man. Like follow your own path, follow your own journey, create your own journey. And like just be a good person. Like you can like I think he said something about be better than me, or he could just said be a good person. He basically tells like William the exact opposite of what Oliver's dad told him. Where Oliver's dad told him to be better than me and correct my wrongs. Oliver is just telling his son that don't try and correct my wrongs, or don't follow my path, be your own person and create your own life and be happy and live and stuff like that. And Oliver so killed himself as well, like his dad did, so that William survived on the raft too. And like it's honestly a really good scene, seeing like inside Oliver's psyche like that, seeing how like this is how he thinks, this is how he wants. Like if he was in that situation, he would tell William a very different thing. He doesn't want William to go on the same path that he did. He doesn't want William to become a vigilante in the future, which is very apparent by the future storyline in the episode. But even still, it's not enough to fully break Oliver. Oliver still won't admit that the psychiatrist's teachings are right, and like he's not going to make him admit anything to him. So Oliver's a pretty strong guy. He's got a very durable psyche. He's not easy to break. So like, yeah, he should have known that going in. Speaking of the future storyline, so in like of last episode we didn't see the future storyline, but now this episode we're back with it. So we're seeing Roy and William, the older William, now come back to start our city, and they've come to Smoke Industry, or Smoke Enterprises, whatever. And they go in there to find, because of course last episode there was a message on that note that of course Roy Burns didn't want William to see it, and of course, and apparently someone was, because like I mentioned before, the arrowhead that William had a device in that gave him coordinates to go to Lian where Roy was, but now someone changed the coordinates. Someone sent in new coordinates to go to Smoke Industries, making them believe that it's possibly Felicity. So they go to Smoke Industries to acquire this thing, but then the anti-vigilante task force shows up and about to arrest them. But then out of nowhere, Dinah Drake, the Black Canary, back in costume, comes and saves them and stuff. A little bit older, and it's pretty surprising. I'll go back to the feature part of the episode in a couple minutes. But basically, I want to quickly talk over the Felicity part of the episode because it's very quick. So basically, Felicity, of course, has still the silencer captured out in that basement area, has her locked up, and she enlists the help of Laurel, the Earth 2 Laurel, of course, to help her to get information out of silencer. And she's like, and of course, she managed to persuade Laurel to help her out. And Laurel's actually a little bit intrigued about helping out, but she knows how Felicity kind of going a bit dark side to stop this guy, and she's even. And, like, she likes seeing Felicity be even more tough, but not this kind of dark side kind of tough about how she just wants revenge and stuff. And she told him, I've gone down that path of revenge too, with, like, of course, the death of Quinn and other people on my Earth. I forget who exactly she said. Oh, yeah, Oliver. It's on her Oliver died, so she's gone down that path of revenge, and it's not a good path. She's trying to convince you to find a better way, use your brain, what you're good at, and using, and do this a better way. And then later on, we see Felicity still tries to friend Silencer to get information out of her, and Laurel's like pulls her back. But then we find out that when she pulled Laurel back, she kind of Felicity pretended she dropped the key and lost it, but she dropped it on purpose so Sansa could grab and unlock her chains and escape. And this was all planned. She actually put a tracking device. I don't remember what it exactly was, but she put a tracking device somewhere on her. Maybe it was the key. No one made the key. Whatever. She somehow does put the tracking device on her, lets her escape, and so they can track her down and follow her back to Caribbean and stuff. And Laurel's like, okay, that's near your brain now. That's smart. She also says that Felicity on her was also a bit of a badass that actually runs her own empire and shit. So like, kind of interesting. The other part of the episode is basically about how Dinah and Renee. So basically, there's this like attack at this meeting place in Star City talking about basically Dinah being the new police chief. She talks to some people in Star City at this like conference meeting about how they're going to try and make sure the city stays safe. But they're saying how like we honestly think this new Green Arrow is doing a better job than you guys are, which he kind of is. Then some people start a fire in that place. They manage to get everyone out except Renee's daughter, who gets hurt and actually put in the hospital for a little. But the Green Arrow managed to save her before anything worse happened. And of course, Renee's happy about that because he's all on board with this guy being the new Green Arrow and helping the city. Of course, Dinah's not. And of course, this puts Dinah and Renee in a bit of a conflict. Renee actually at one point runs into the Green Arrow at another like place, and that's under attack. And like Dinah finds them both over there, and like Renee lets the Green Arrow escapes. And so that he can do what he has to go do. But Dinah arrests Renee for that, and for obstructing justice and like interfering with a crime scene and stuff like that. But then Renee uses one phone call to get Deal to come in and like talk to Dinah. Describes her how like Quentin Lance, he was a good cop, followed by the book, but even he had once in a while followed the vigilante or the Arrow's rules once in a while, asked for his help and stuff. And so she then talks to Renee and gives him a chance, lets him out to help her out and work with her on stopping this case, and the Green Arrow does show up to help them also stop these like people who are starting these fires and explosions and stuff. And they do successfully stop these guys who are causing all these fires and like explosions at buildings and stuff. And like the Green Arrow does get hurt from making sure the fire gets put out. Just like break a big pipe to make sure like the water sprays into the water and gets hurt. But like Dinah lets Renee escape with the Green Arrow, like help the Green Arrow escape and stuff. So like now she's on board with the Green Arrow and stuff, of course, which probably won't go down well for her later on in the episode. Might get her in trouble later on in the season, but who knows yet. But yeah, we still have no idea who this new Green Arrow is. The still biggest theory is that it could be Roy, which I'm also still expecting. But yeah. Oh, and also Bebo makes an appearance in the episode. If you don't know who Bebo is, Bebo's like this toy bear they introduced on episode Legend of Tomorrow back in season 3. But then it became this like weird reoccurring thing on that show. And actually, it's popped up in like all the other DC shows by this point. It's popped up on the Flash and Supergirl, so that time it appeared on Arrow and stuff. So it's just this weird reoccurring joke. All the shows want to keep going with this Bebo bear because Bebo's the best, you know. Going back onto the rest of the future plot. So basically, Roy and William, they got the one thing they took from the Felicity's like secret vault she had in her office was this cube. What's it? The cube toy. What do I call it? Oh, it's oh crap! It's a Hetrick Snow. It's you know what I mean? Like, I'll just put a picture on the screen. I literally forgot the name of that toy. Damn it! This cube thing actually has like, William knows that has to put in this like kind of like certain pattern on the cube to activate this like holographic map, which is like this has this like underground tunnel system for like for the people and the vigilantes to get through and stuff. Which is pretty interesting, and like we learned that also in Star City in the future. There's this big vigilante law that's being put out in place, and like Dinah has been no longer the police chief anymore for some time now. There's a wall separating Star City from the Glades and stuff, so that's kind of interesting thing about that. So we don't really know what that's all about, honestly. And then we also meet Renee's daughter, who's now grown up in the new Black Canary, it seems. In his legs, so that's kind of interesting. And they asked where Renee is, and he says he's not in the city right now. He wouldn't be caught dead in the city right now. So who knows what's happening with that? And they basically William decides that we need to go find Felicity, thinking she might know something about this like holographic map and what it means. But then Dinah tells him that the satellite tell him that Felicity's actually dead in the future. So big reveal there. So who's sending him those coded messages or whatever on Arrowhead thing? So who really knows? We don't know, but yeah, this was a really good episode. And I think honestly, I liked both like the Oliver part of the episode. That was really well done. I really liked that part. I also really liked the Renee and Dinah part of the episode Well, it was nice seeing them kind of like bicker a little bit, kind of like clash a little about this new Green Arrow and stuff, and seeing them come together finally after he helped stop these guys were calling fire and stuff. It's nice seeing that now Dinah is on the side of this Green Arrow a little bit. The future plot was also pretty cool, you know. I like seeing more like the future Star City. We learn more about it. Like Dinah's now back to Vigilante, and Renee's daughter's a Vigilante. Felicity's dead apparently, so we have no idea what it's all about. And like almost remember the name of that goddamn toy. Goddamn, it was almost in my head. The Felicity side of the episode was honestly the weakest thing for me. I feel like it wasn't like weak, but it was like the least interesting part of the episode to watch, which is kind of sad for me. That I have said before, I really like what they're doing for Felicity this season, make her a bit more hardcore and like no shit attitude. But like her side of the episode was really not that interesting, honestly. The other stuff was a little more interesting. And the Oliver stuff was really good, I think, because like I said, that scene with like him like in his head, imagine that scene with William, that was like a really good scene. That was really well done. Like it's really cool to see how no matter what you do to Oliver, or like he just will not break. He will never like. I mean, like Prometheus got him to break during season 5 and stuff. But like this is not like torture break. This is like psychiatry breaking. Not like you know what I mean. It's just like psychiatry. He just will not let out to like psychiatrist's rules and stuff. He just won't let out. He won't go down. So it's really cool. But yeah, overall, I'll probably give this episode maybe a 8.7. Honest. I mean, yeah, I say like I said, I think the least part for me was of course the Felicity part of the episode, but still, that's pretty good. The rest of the episode, really great, really great. 8.7, really good episode, and I can't wait for the next episode, which is tonight. So, or hopefully, like depending on when it's uploaded, I'm hoping this review gets uploaded before tonight or tomorrow. You know what I mean? Yeah. Thank you for watching. Tell me down below if you saw previous week's episode of Arrow and what did you think of this episode. I'll see you all later for the next Arrow review. Bye.